Hello, and welcome to today's live video. And today we're going to talk about the effects of your words on your words that impact your world. So how your words can impact your outcomes, the world that you live in, and the way the 3D reacts to you. So I think this topic is very important. We're about to move into a new month, and today is really the day to use those words to set those standards for the things that you will have in this month, because your words make it. So if you say, we'll discuss all of the ways, but whatever you say that you're wanting for this, not even wanting, whatever you say you will have in this month will be exactly what you have. Nothing more, nothing less. So without further ado, number one will be the language. The language that you use inspires the feelings that will program your subconscious mind. So the words and the way that you the language that you use, the words that you say, those things inspire feelings, and those feelings is what your subconscious mind actually understands. So typically it's not the actual words that you use, but it's the way that you can frame it. I will say, for instance, if you say that you want something, is different, obviously, than saying that you already have something. And if you're stuck in that perpetual wanting of a thing, you're not having it. So I remember last time one of my subscribers asked, how do you change your self-concept? And it's really not even about changing it. It's about knowing what you want and then taking on that identity, embodying that identity, because your mind doesn't or your subconscious mind doesn't work in 3 months I'll have this, or at the end of this month I'll have this. It's saying that I have this right now, I am the person that has this right now, and then watch your world shape around that to make what you say real. So number two, when you use your words carefully and when you pay extra attention, your mind focuses on that. So let's say, for instance, you're used to saying a certain thing, but you stop saying it. Or what would be better is when you say something that you don't feel right about, or you say, well, I want this, or I wish I had, and then you stop yourself and you say, no, I am that. I do have that. I earned this much. I have achieved this thing. Then your brain takes notice and says to it that's a different thing. So when you right there on the spot reframe the way that you think about something, your mind shifts, and that shift in that moment is subsequently what is going to affect all of the other shifts that you go through. So your mind then will adapt and take on that personality to say, okay, well, or just to take on that thing. So if you say one thing and then you quickly correct yourself in that moment, your mind starts to know not to make that mistake again. You see what I mean? Okay, and number three, so everyone, all of the old texts have said this thing as well, saying that what you say really becomes your self-fulfilling prophecy. I remember even reading this about in the book. Sorry, it's the sun is right here, but it's leaving. It's only 1 in the afternoon, but it's saying, okay, your self-fulfilling prophecy, or even, if people imagine, I know when back in the old days, a certain ministry, I can't remember which one, they would take children or young boys only, and they would have the young boys from the age of 1 or whenever they were born to 7, because they knew that was the time to program you. So if they tell you something over and over again, oh, you will become a lawyer, or you will do this with your life, or you will have a positive upbringing, then the kids start to take on that identity and become a different prophecy of that. So making your own self-fulfilling prophecy is why it's one of the most can you see me? Is one of the most important things, because that is your words that, like I said, the Bible, every old text have said, the words, and not even just the words, it's the sound as well. The sound that your voice creates, the impact that your voice has on yourself is very large as well. And that's the same thing with negative. So if you say something like, oh, well, I don't think I'm going to do this, or I'm not good enough, or I don't think I deserve this, or whatever you say to yourself that's negative, and you don't catch yourself, it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because it has no choice. Your words create your world. There's no way around it. So negative or positive, is you who has to choose that. But once you choose, that's what it is. And you can always make a new choice, even if you mess up and say, I see how, my words got me into this situation. Now I'm going to flip my words so I can get out of this situation. So you are very powerful in that way. And scientists have found that, certain words trigger certain parts of your brain, and the memory, the emotions, and the decisions that you'll make because of what parts of the brain gets triggered by your words and what those words actually mean to you. So yes, and for the example, I will tell you, if you've never had a garden or a plant before, that is actually something that scientists have found, that people, when you have plants and you talk negatively to the plants, they affect them and they deteriorate and they stop growing, as well as if you talk to another plant and you have positive things to say and you're reinforcing that is a huge thing on the plant's life. So it's the exact same thing that happens to you. What you say to a plant to make it deteriorate or grow is the exact same effect that you have on yourself. Also, they found that with water as well. They did a study on, the negative vibrations that you can send to water, or the positive ones, and it shapes it in a different way. So if you speak negatively, it forms up like a beautiful snowflake. And if you talk negatively to it, it disjoints and it looks like just garbled and terrible. So that is not only just for you, that can work, when you have your water and you're speaking over your water, you can do that as well, just because everything is affected by what you say. So with that being said, talk about the positive. Oh, I do want to say that I am since it is the end of the month going into December, and we know the effect that this has, I wanted to put out some manifestation sheets. So it'll be manifesting made easy. It'll have, the sayings that you should use when you're trying to bring. Let me get over just a little bit. Okay, the sayings that you should use when or whatever you're trying to magnetize towards yourself, the things that you should say in order to bring your desires closer to you. So there's certain things that people say, like I want, I wish, and those are no good. Just how the brain, like I said, what it thinks about what you're saying. So if you say I want, you're acknowledging that you don't have, which is a wrong thing to do in manifestation, because like I said, to he who has, thou shall it be given. They talked in funny language back then, but the premise of that is if you don't have it, you can't get it. So even if you in the 3D world don't have something, never say that, because you won't get it. So I will have that language in there of the words that you should use, and also a place that you can put. I like to add a vision board. I'm the vision board queen. So I add a vision board as well, just so that it's something visual, because your mind actually knows in pictures. So if I said to you, pink elephant, your mind just visualized a pink elephant. It didn't think of the words pink and elephant. You didn't see letters flashing across your mind. You saw what I described, even though it's not a real thing that you can see in the real world. So your mind is that powerful. It thinks in pictures. So that's why I like to put a vision board right beside or on the same page as my words, so that when I read them and I look at those pictures, my mind is in the same arena as what I'm wanting to bring into my life. So using those both at the same times is extremely powerful. Even if you just do a vision board and put little sayings on it, saying I manifested this, or I have attracted this, or whatever sayings that I add into the sheets as well, that is powerful. So you can do either one, and I will put, like I said, templates for both of them in the actual sheets because I am a big fan of both of those. So yes, if you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments, anything of that nature. The link for those will be released today. I'll put up community posts for it, and I'll also put the link in the description of this live video after I'm done. So yes, and another thing, there will be lives through the month of December as well, just touching on these topics so that we can understand and manifest the things that we actually desire. I know it seems like I really want people to like bring down manifestations and understand that it doesn't have to take long. It doesn't have to be some long drawn out process like 3 months away. I know certain things take a certain amount of time to actually manifest into your life, but a lot of our desires are small in the grand scheme of things. So I want this to inspire people to dream bigger, to ask for more, to receive more, because asking and receiving are two vital parts of that. So if you have any comments, I'll definitely type them out, or I'll respond to you in the comments, as well as I'll put those sheets up, like the link for those sheets in a community post and in the description of this. I appreciate you for watching. I'm so thankful that everybody clicked on and just showed love to the channel. A lot of people have been commenting and subscribing, and I'm very close to those goals of just having that I do have that monetization going in, and it's going very steady. And I'm so glad that, this is a manifestation for me as well. So being able to help people further along has been a dream of mine for so long. So I want to show people that this can get done, and it can get done quickly. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, which it'll be the day after tomorrow.